What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Deontay, Break the Cipher section. How you doing? And welcome to this Indices Mastermind. On my sessions, I'm going to cover indices, okay? Before I get into it, which I'm also going to cover again in the slides, if you are absolutely brand new to trading, okay, this is going to be a little bit more advanced stuff. I'm not going to be covering trend lines and support resistance and all that stuff, all right? For my sessions, it's a little bit more advanced. If you've been trading, you got a stable understanding of how to trade. Like if you've been through the training in BYOBFX or any other training, this should be fine, okay? If you do not understand price action or market formations, I do not recommend or suggest that you try to trade indices, okay? They move, okay, think about gold. All the indices I'm gonna cover move faster and are more volatile than gold, okay? Gold is like the baby brother that no one likes to talk to when it comes to indices, all right? So just be aware of that, all right? If you are trading live industry pairs, I do not recommend trading them with less than $1,000 on a dedicated account. That means no Forex pairs, no scalping Forex pairs, none of that on the same account, okay? I don't say that to scare you guys. I just want to let you know, indices will make or break you if you're not paying attention. All right. You can make a lot of money and you can lose a lot of money. Okay. So with that being said, if any of you guys made it to the event when we were in Vegas, this first session might be a little bit of a refresher. Okay. I'm not going to cover everything that we covered at the event, but I do want to go through the main parts. All right. So the indices that we're going to cover are US30, NAS 100, SPS 500. I will also be covering gold and the dollar index, and you will see why later on throughout the sessions. All right. So making it onto my webinars, I'm aiming to go through 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 weeks right here with me. You're still not going to be an expert when it comes to indices, okay? They're not going to be an expert. I'm still learning more myself. I even got a mentor that focuses solely on US30, and I pay him just to learn more about US30 by itself, all right? So on the slide, I said you should only trade US30 and other indices with no less than a $500 dedicated account. That is bare minimum. You will be more comfortable with a $1,000 account. Okay, trust me. Always use proper risk management. You guys already know this when it comes to Forex pairs, but even more when you're trading indices. Okay. The strategies that you're going to learn throughout my sessions can also be used for Forex, all right, for foreign exchange. They can also be used on any chart, any commodity, any time frame, and any trading style. So, US30, aka the Dow Jones, is not Forex, okay? This is not Forex, guys. It's a collective of the top 30 stocks in the US. So yes, we are trading stocks when we're talking about US30, NAS 100, SPS 100, SPS 500, UK 100. These are all stocks, okay, guys? Now, there's a lot of things involved with the US30 and not just one particular strategy, which is why in the beginning I said that if you don't have a clear understanding of market structure or how market cycles or even in price action, then don't look at none of these indices until you have a good grasp on that stuff. Okay? Now, there are multiple ways to trade indices and forex for that matter, but I approach indices with a 90% technical mindset and a 10% fundamental mindset. All right, that's just the way I trade. Okay, as we evolve throughout this whole course of me running my the sessions, you're gonna see that gradually we're going to start adding more fundamentals with our technical analysis. So then at one point, we could be dead even 50-50 technical and 50-50 fundamentals, okay? Now, US30 is also referred to as the Dow and the Dow Jones, okay? Its price is a weighted average of the largest 30 American publicly traded companies, right? Companies inside of the Dow or US30 can be knocked out. So, for example, right now we have the Boeing as a part of US30. Okay. Is it General Electronics or something like that? I can't remember. But JP Morgan, all of these companies are part of that top 30 that makes the US30 move the way it does, right? But that position is not solidified. Okay, they can be knocked out at any time. Okay, and then they can be replaced with another company. All right. So these are just some of the most well-known companies that you know: Walmart, Apple, Walt Disney, Verizon, Caterpillar, Boeing is one of the biggest, or it may be the biggest company inside the US30. And you gotta learn how that affects how the different companies, depending on their size, okay, how it actually affects the way US30 and MAX 100 and SPS 500 move. Okay, so like US30 is the top 30 companies in the US. The SPS 500 is the top 500 companies. Okay, and they all are way different to make the price move in a different way. Okay, so stocks with a higher share price are given greater weight in the index, okay? These companies will impact the Dow's calculated value more than others. So, for example, Boeing, being the biggest company, a part of US30, when they, a couple months ago, when one of their airplane lines had a huge malfunction, there was I believe there was also a crash or something. When that news hit, US30 plummeted from that one company because Boeing has a higher share price than, let's say, Apple or Walmart. Does that make sense? Let me know so far if this makes sense, guys. Basically, think of it like this. If you had a marble, a small marble, and a basketball. Oh no, a small marble and a bowling ball. All right. If I threw the marble at you and I hit you, you would feel it, but it's not going to really cause you to cry or break a leg or arm, right? It's small. But if I throw a bowling ball at you, I'll probably knock you out, right? Because it's bigger. It's a bigger ball. A bigger company will affect the price differently, okay? Have a bigger impact. So, like I covered, Boeing at the moment is the number one company in the US30, okay? Now, the numbers that you see on your chart is not price. It's US30. It's scoring system. Okay, so if I was to bring up US30, actually I have it right here. So here US30, these numbers over here, this isn't price. Okay, this isn't price. This is a part of a calculated scale. Okay, that measures how high or low price moves. Okay, or how high or low US30 will move. So it takes all 30 stocks of these companies, combine them together, and then you divide them with the Dow divisor. Okay, this is how you get the number on your chart. We trade the fluctuations of that scoring system. All right. Now, here are a couple of things that really affect US30. News. For example, recently talk about the trade tariffs have a huge impact on indices. Interest rates, when we go to Ford's factory, anything that has to deal with the US interest rates or the economy, unemployment rate, all that stuff affects indices, more specifically US30, NAS 100, and SBS 500. Inflation also affects these indices. All right, the top 30 companies' earning reports. So when they come out with their earning reports, that can make price go up or go down. Okay. Another place to check for fundamentals is Bloomberg.com. Okay. CNN at times, but more Bloomberg, they put out a lot more reports on stock and the economy. All right. Another thing that affects the US30, NAS 100, all of these is presidential tweets and news. Okay. Donald Trump can make a tweet right now that will make US30 fall 3,000 pips. Like that. We've seen it about 12 times this year already. It can make US30 shoot up 8,000 pips. Like that. We've seen it. Okay? We've seen it. So, one thing you might want to set up at some point is Google Alerts. I'm not going to walk you through how to do that. You can Google it, YouTube it, set up Google Alerts for keywords like China, trade war, tariff, interest rates, Donald Trump, president, the U.S. economy. Okay? All those keywords set up Google Alerts. So when something does hit the wire, you'll get an instant notification. Okay? And then you can go check out your chart, see what's going on. If it has any effect at all. Make sense? All right. So that's just the groundwork for indices, the US30 and stuff like that. Okay. So now I'm going to show you guys a couple of things. If you go to Force Factory, if you go to Trader View, I'm going to start over.
Say turn the heat up.
Nah, I'm pretty comfortable. Make sure you guys are muted. All right, TraderView.com. You look over to the right here. You'll see market summary. Okay. Click on indices, and you can see how some of the indices are performing at the moment. Okay. And click on more indices. Now we only focus on 3. Sometimes 4. Sometimes I go over the UK 100, I believe it is. But we only focus on mainly NAS, SPS 500, US30, right? But these indices, there's some in every country around the world. Okay? So you can always find an opportunity to trade an index. There's US indices, UK indices, Japanese, Korea. Look, Shanghai, Hang Seng, okay? All over the world, guys. And look, Bahrain, if your broker gives you access to that industry, then you could trade it, okay? You don't have to stick to just one. Like I said, some of them move more in certain, well, not just one blank. In certain times of day, okay? Whether it's the US session, Asia session, or London session, of course, you'll want to look at the European indices through London session, US indices through US session, all right? Now, this charts will give you a whole lot of information. You just have to be able to decipher it and look at it. It's all really pretty straightforward, so I'm not going to cover like everything, but you can go over to performance and you can see how an industry has been moving over the course of the year, okay? The previous week, month, 3 months, 6 months. Why is that important? That's giving you the trend, right? If this has been buying all year, then that's giving you the trend. That's what you're going to want to look for is buys, okay? Now, the important thing to take note of about SPS 500, NOS 100, and US30 right now is that it's been on the continuous uptrend, okay? Even in the past couple of weeks, we've been continually to break previous highs, okay? Now, the reason why, I keep on saying now, but the reason why that's the point is a couple of things. Yes, we want to go with the trend overall, right? We want to chart out these indices overall, but we also want to be aware that they could pull back and fall at any moment. That's what makes them especially dangerous, okay? That's what makes them especially dangerous, and why you definitely want to try to chart them out to the best of your ability, which we're going to do a little bit tonight. And I'm even going to give you the cheat code that I use to catch moves on indices, okay? To give me more confluence and confidence when I'm taking a trade when it comes to indices, okay? Now, you can also go, these are all indices around the whole world, okay? So if you want to look at just the US-based indices, just click on US indices, and here we go, okay? Now you can look at any of these, you can trade any of these if your broker allows you to, all right? So, like I said prior, the news that you want to pay attention to, especially as the USD yellow and red folders, just like as if you're trading a USD pair, okay? Because that will impact US30 and all these pairs, all it can impact them heavily or not so heavily, all right? So let's go ahead and hop on the chart. All right. If I was to bring up US30 on the 15-minute and NOS 100 on the 15-minute, actually, let's do SPS 500 first. All right. SPS 500 on the 15-minute and NOS 100 on the 15-minute. Does anyone see anything peculiar about both of these charts right now?
They look the same.
They look exactly the same because they move together. Let's look at US30. Does that look the same? For the most part? This is why I trade these three together. Because they all look the same. They all move the same. So when news hits, they're all going to do the same thing, right? Now, the main thing you want to understand is that most of the time, SPS 500 and MOS 100 will move before US 30. Why is that important? Can anyone tell me? Why would that be important that these two move before US 30? Most of the time.
It'll give you a heads up on US 30.
Thank you. You can use these as a quote unquote indicator of what's about to happen on US 30, right? So I trade MOS 100 and US 30 mainly. Not that I have anything against SPS 500, but I just don't like to say three indistinct trades at the same time, right? Because that could be really dangerous, okay? So about SPS 500 may be one of the slowest of the three, right? And MOS 100, this drop right here, this drop, this is on the 15-minute. 395 pips in 30 minutes. Okay? The same drop on SPS 500. $105 pips. MOS US 30, the same drop. 1,146 pips.
Jeez.
146 pips. Guys, at 0.01, that's $146. 0.02, double it. 0.05 times it by 5. Now you see why. Jazz close. Now y'all see why I'm always trading US 30. I'm in and out the market in an hour. I'm done for the day. Sometimes for the week. I'm done. All right. Now, let me back a little bit. Remember what I said before. Be cautious when it comes to trading this. It's just as fast as it could go 1,146 pips in your direction. It could go 1,146 pips against it. And if you're not using proper risk management, and you don't have the account to handle it, you will blow your account in 30 minutes. Okay? Look at this wicks. Look at this wicks, guys. I'm just gonna focus on this study real quick. This wick right here. There's over 500 pips on the wick. Over 500 pips on the wick. If they called it wrong, right, let me start this. Oh, hold on. You saw this candle selling and you thought it was a sell, you hopped in. Let me stop beside. You hopped in. That's 300 pips against you. Before it brought up 600 pips. All right. So, with that being said, here's something else I mentioned to notice. US 30. Gold. Why is it not letting me move? Oh. Let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Go. See if we can find the right time frame. 1 hour. 1 hour. Now, usually, it's just been pretty funny, crazy day. But usually, gold, US30, here it is, right here. November 11th. This is this, November 11th at 0500. November 11th. $0.500. There we go. Now, usually, most of the time, US30 will move opposite of gold. US30 will move opposite of gold. And US30 moves opposite, the NAS 100 and SPX 500 also moves opposite, right? So why would this be important to us? Why would we even care? And why would we even care about gold? We're talking about indices. Anyone want to tell me?
It helps us understand the direction in which gold is going to move.
Yes. Another cheat code right here. If gold is buying, then we can look for US30 to sell. And vice versa. If you trade gold and US30 is buying, then you can look for gold to sell. Right? Now, it might not happen instantly, but it will happen. Same thing with the dollar index. You guys know I use the dollar index every Sunday, right? At the end of the session, before or every Thursday, whenever I do my chart markups, before I look at my industry pairs, I look at the dollar index and see what's lining up. 0500 right here. I see what's lining up with the dollar index, and then I know what I could expect for my next 3 or 4 chart markups, right? US30 moves with the dollar index, which makes sense because US30 is a US stock, right? It measures the US economy. Because if the 30 top companies in the United States are doing bad, then guess what? The US economy is doing bad. If 10 of the 30 top companies lay off 1 million people each, and close down half of their companies or half of their buildings, half of their locations, then that's going to affect the dollar index, that's going to affect the economy, then that's going to affect the indices, of course, right? That all goes downhill. Which is why a couple of years ago, when the US was doing a lot of those bailouts, right? And we didn't understand anything about the stock market or the foreign exchange, you're probably really pissed off when the US is giving these banks millions of billions of dollars so they don't go out of business, right? At that moment, I didn't understand it, and us, the taxpayers, were the ones that had to foot that bill, and people are getting pissed. But you have to understand, these companies are so big that if they go down, we've given them so much power. If they go down, we go down, right? They are a global force, okay? But being that you're here and you understand the market, you understand how to leverage this information to make money, a lot of us probably really won't care because we create our own economy and we know how to make money even when the stock market is falling. We know how to make $1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 500, whatever in 30 minutes, whether the economy is going down or is going up. Okay, so cheat code number 1 is SPS 500 and NAS 100 and US30 all move the same. SPS 500 and NAS 100 move the same direction, but a lot of the time they make the move first. Okay, SPS 500 will move less pips. NAS 100 is in the middle, and then US30. So, with that being said, if we can't handle US30, if your account can't handle US30, then but you still want to trade indices, then trade SPS 500. That's like the Euro USD of indices. Okay? Trade that. Once you get more comfortable, trade NAS 100. Once you get more comfortable with that, trade US30. See what I'm saying? The second cheat code is gold. I'm sorry, it's the dollar index. US30 moves with the dollar index. So if you chart up the dollar index and you see a buy coming, what can you expect with US30? A buy, right? So start charting up the dollar index. And you see the third cheat code is gold. They move opposite. You guys write that down? Make sure you write that down. And make sure that when you're looking at all these charts, that you're looking at them on the same time frame. Okay? When you're looking at all these charts, make sure you're looking at the same time frame. Okay? Another thing you're going to write down is this. Remember, US30 is a part of the stock market. When does the stock market open up? Around 9:30. You want to be on the charts before 9:30. Okay? You want to be on the charts before 9:30. Have it charted out in the direction you're expecting. Now, this is what's going to happen. At 9:35 to about 9:45, 10 o'clock, the market, let me see if I can find an example here. Let me just show you.
It happens like that every morning.
Every day. I'm going to show you guys how to catch some pips like clockwork. Hold on. Let me see if I can add something here that'll help me. Give me a moment. So sorry. No, that's not it. I should have had a chart with this already on here. I don't want that. I don't want that. Give me just 1 second, guys. 1 second. This is it. All right. Let me just do this real quick. This is very important, so I'm going to make sure you guys get it. Okay, did not save. 1 second. 9:30 every morning. The market does the same exact thing. It's going to wick one way. It could be 100 pips, 200 pips, or whatever, and then it'll turn around and it'll go the opposite direction most of the time, unless there's news. Okay. Another thing about news, while I'm looking for this, guys, you don't know this. A lot of the time, news will hit about something like the announcement about President Trump's impeachment moving forward and stuff like that. You'll notice that they might know about this stuff all day, but they don't announce it until after the market's closed or the stock market's closed. Okay? That's all strategic, guys. That's all strategic. President Trump is all. I'm not against President Trump. Let me just stop that quick. And I talk about President Trump all the time. It's because he's the best indicator we have. Okay? President Trump is the best indicator we have as indices traders. Okay? But over the summer, I said a lot of times that there you go. Right. I said a lot of times that he was manipulating the market, and it was plain to see, because saying one thing about China or something that was negative, right, and then the market would drop 4,000, 5,000 pips, right? I'm gonna show you guys 8,000 pips. What's the weekly time frame? Right here. These are tweets. These are tweets. Where's the 4 hour? There you go. This right here. That's the tweet. $10,000 pips. That's something negative about the tax wars and stuff like that, guys. Right? And then the next day, they'll come in and say something positive, and they'll shoot it back up. This right here, 9,000 pips. Okay? So let's look at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm just showing you guys some basic stuff right now that you need to know. Okay? Let's see if I can find the time here. $9 o'clock. With down 500 pips, shot up 300 pips, and then dropped over 1,000 pips. Okay? Let's check that out again. between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock is what we're looking for. Okay? Go ahead, go back and back test this yourself. Look, 9 o'clock, market shot down, 1,000 pips, came back up, 300, and then shot down again, 2,000 pips. Okay? This is all the same day, guys. This is all the same day. About here. One more example. 09. This time, it just took off. Right when the market opened, it just took off. 3,000 pips. Okay? And then turned around the very next day, and that's when it fell. Okay? That's when it fell. What do we got? 09. 2,000 pips. All right? Now, you'll notice you'll get a lot of times the market will flip around the same time. So at 9, it'll go one direction, and then around now, when the market closes at 4 o'clock, well, all right, so 4 o'clock is when it'll start to really start to shut down, but you'll see it start spiking in different directions that last hour, right? If you trade US30, I try not to be in trade after 11:30, 12 o'clock. Okay? Because a lot of times that's when you start seeing somewhat of a reversal or it'll just slow down altogether. Okay? At 4 o'clock, that's all retail traders in the market. So it's not really moving through Asia or nothing like that. Not to say you can't catch any moves, because I like trading US30 around this time. Because I know I don't have to worry about nothing crazy happening. And I can catch 200 pips easy. Easy. Right? So, and like, I don't know how many of you guys follow me, but a couple of weeks ago, when I started that $90 account for my kid, or maybe it's $400. No, $400. And I was flipping my accounts through Asia session. I was flipping them with US30 and gold. That's it. Doubling the account. 400 to 800, 800 to 1600. Right? So if you do want to break into indices and stuff like that, I mean, you might even want to look at them through Asia session. The number is a little bit slower. Okay? So how much time do I got? All right. So tonight was basically just an overview, guys. I want to give you guys information so you guys can go back and back test some things. Like back test what happens between 9 and 10 o'clock. Back test what happens at 1700. I'm sorry, at 5 o'clock. Okay? Back test how the market moves. Treat US30 just like everything else. Everyone wants to know what's the secret sauce. The skill set is the secret sauce. Okay? Then there's no real secret unless we're going to start talking about volume and stuff like that. And I'm not going to get into that because I'm still learning about volume myself. And if I haven't mastered something, I'm not going to sit here and talk about it like, I know what I'm talking about. So after I master volume, I'm going to come back and talk to you guys about volume. All right? So back test US30, look at how it works. If you guys look at it, it moves like any other currency, just faster. That's the way I like it. Double bottoms, double tops, head and shoulders, all that stuff works. Falling wedges, all this stuff works. And when we start doing chart markups next week, you're going to see I don't do nothing different. Nothing. Except for the extra stuff like fundamentals. And I use my emails. But you can trade US30 and the next chart. Look, same thing. Look at what I was saying. Breakout, retest, continuation. It's no different. It's no different. Breakout, retest, continuation. It's no different. Okay? Now, once we get into fundamentals and stuff like that, and I start showing you guys that stuff, then you get a much deeper understanding, and you'll know what to expect a lot more when it comes to these things. But I'm gonna leave you with this. Add the EMA 50 to the chart. Add the EMA 50 to the chart. What do Cornell and I always say about this, even Alpha about this EMA 50? It's highly respected. There's no difference. What I personally noticed is that the 4-hour 50 is highly respected. Okay? So you got a double bottom here, right? It broke past a little bit. And let's say this one, this retest. And we're going to call this retest for a buy. And why do we take the buy? Because like I showed you guys earlier, you guys can clearly see, let's go back to daily. It's been on a continuous uptrend, right? So when you see something happen at the 4-hour of pullback, definitely look to buy it back up. And then one of the main questions is going to be what time frame should be traded on. Well, let me show you something. This right here, that's 2,700 pips right there. Okay? 2,700, 2,800 pips right there. You don't need 2,800 pips. Right? Drop down to the 15-minute. And no matter which strategy you're using, guess what, guys? If you know market structure, once you get to understand how US30 moves, then you know that once it breaks the 50, comes back up for a retest, you can take it back down to the previous low. Hits the 50, starts to reject, take it right back to the previous low. All right? This one, we probably got burnt on. Probably got burnt. But depending on your stop loss, I mean, it should still be good, right? How many pips is this? 454 pips. 333 pips. All right? So, I think that I'm going to leave you guys with this. It could be a lot to take in. I want you guys to go back and really look at this chart. Look at US30. Look at SPS 500. Look at NAS 100 and the dollar. Right? If they're not good at trading US30, then don't look at it. Look at SPS 500, the dollar index, NAS 100, and gold. But whenever I'm trading, these are the 5 charts I have up. Because I use them all against each other. All right? So, were you guys able to take something away from this tonight? Get a clearer understanding than what you had before? Drop number 111. If everything that I've gone over so far was clear, somewhat clear, well understood. I hope you guys took a lot of notes, right? This is just the foundation, okay? my sessions, these are the 5 charts I'll be covering. Okay, these are the 5 charts I'll be covering. All right. Each session, I might do a little bit more training, like go more in depth with certain things, but it's gonna be like an hour. Okay, maybe even hour and a half max. But I'm trying to keep that an hour. All right, because I know it's late, people have to work, you know, I have to go to bed. All right. Is there any questions about anything we covered tonight?
I have a
Hey.
question.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Who is first? Ladies first. Kevin, you can wait.
Ladies
Yeah,
first.
yeah, good, yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to ask, you said that you should not trade the indices with less than $1,000 or there's minimum 500. Does that apply to gold as well?
I would definitely say that will apply to gold. Unless you're going to do that 0.01. You know, I give you guys, we all give you guys, myself, Lorenzo, Alfie, Cornell, all of us, we give you guys parameters that are bare minimum the safest. I mean, can you trade gold with $100? Yes. Can you do it with $200? Yes. Can you trade NAS 100 with $200? No, I think the minimum is like $250. So no, but at 0.01, yeah, you can. Oh, that's another thing. That's a reminder me. So let me ask you a question. I forgot the question. Same question again. Oh, I remember now. So we give you guys those parameters with a little bit of cushion in it, right? Because we don't want you guys to blow your account. You can do whatever you like, but I'm gonna say no. I mean, to be comfortable, $1,000 for US30. All right, not 100. We could get away with $500, $400 at 0.01. Right. Another thing is that your broker might not allow you to trade NAS 100 or US30 at a minimum pip amount. Right? Like some brokers, you can't trade gold for less than $1 per pip. NAS 100, I think with US30, you have to have a minimum of, for a Hugo's way, NAS 100, you have to have a minimum $200, and even like that, you can only trade at 0.01. Okay? So each broker has their minimum. I use Hugo's way because they're the most lenient, they're quick, I've never had no problems. They got pretty good customer service and they offer everything. Okay? Go ahead, Kevin. Oh, my bad. Did I answer your question before I move on?
You did. Thank you.
No problem. Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, I just want to get some clarification, D. So I know NAS 500 and NAS 100, SPS 500 moved together, but you said US30 moved with those two pairs as well?
Yes, sir. Yep, US30 is the faster moving one. All three of those move together.
All right, yeah, so that's okay. But you also said that US30 and the dollar move the same, right?
Yeah, so all four.
US30 is a little slower, right?
US30 is a little slower. The dollar is a little slower. So and let's see how I put this. In reference of speed, pip amount, and volatility, this is how it'll go. It'll be the dollar index. Okay, it'll be slow. It'll move the less amount. Then it'll be NAS 100. Okay, it'll move the same direction as the dollar. I'm sorry, not SPS 500. It'll move the same direction as the dollar, but it'll probably only move about 100, 150 pips, 200 pips. And then you have NAS 100, which moves the same direction, but NAS 100 will move, let's say, 300 to 500 pips in the same move. And then you have US30. It'll also move the same direction, but that will move 1,000 to 1,500 pips.
Hmm.
And then
Okay.
you have gold, which moves opposite of all of it.
Right.
So look right here, two different charts. NAS 100, SPS 500, same candle pattern.
Right. Yeah. I was just. I didn't know US30 moved the same direction. I thought it moved opposite of NAS and SPS.
No, they all move the same. That's
Okay.
why I said, remember a couple months ago, I was telling you, bro, you see one go in one direction, take all three.
Mm-hmm.
Eat on that same move, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, they're done. Unless you go the wrong direction. They get really done.
Yeah. You ain't lying.
So,
Okay. I got it. Appreciate you.
no problem. Any other questions from you guys?
What was that trend line? Not the trend line, but the red line that you put. What was that?
That is EMA 50.
You said EMA 50?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. And like always, anytime prices above the 50, what we're gonna do, we're gonna buy, right? There's a double bottom, perfect, right down to the 50, and then a bought 1,000 pips. You know, had the show this pattern right here, it played out and sold 1,700 pips, right? Breakout retest right here, then a bought 1,800 pips. So the reason why I say keep the EMA 50 on there is so you know you have an idea of whether or not you should be looking for buys or sells, right? And this goes for any other strategy you guys have. I have like 2 main strategies, 3 main strategies really. Now I move back and forth to, which is a negative chart. I'm just looking at price action, support and resistance, supply and demand with my feds. And then I have my other 2 strategies that I follow. And it all works, guys. It all works. Now, maybe you have to understand this, the speed and the times that US30 moves, or all these indices move. That's the main breaker. Because we might say, yeah, I could jump in for a buy here and that'll be good, but can you handle a wick that's 250 pips? Or can you handle a wick that's 500 pips? Drawdown? How will you react? Will you, you know what I'm saying? How will you react? Will you bug out every time? Will you be scared when you close out your trades and then you check all losses? Right? If you're here, you need to understand a couple of things. Number one, you will have drawdown. But you can minimize it greatly if you pay attention. Okay? So when you're, I'm not gonna say complaining. When you're stating your concern about being in drawdown in the trade, understand unless you hit it off of a breakout, you're gonna have some sort of drawdown. It could be 50 pips, it could be 100 pips, right? This isn't forex. This isn't for everyone. That's why proper risk management is imperative. Most of my coaching clients, when they trade US30, they don't go over 0.02, no matter how much money they have. A few of us might drop 0.04, 0.05. Now, I've been trading US30 for over a year. I have never dropped the standard on US30. I've never dropped anything over $5 lot sizes on US30. Now, I didn't drop a $5 lot size. My first time was like July or August. Before that, I never went over 0.03, 0.04, ever.
How did that $5 lot size turn out?
It turned out good. It turned out real good. But I was so nervous Now I was sweating. I was God literally no. Once the guys get on the sessions with me, and if I do a scalping session or something, talk about a rush. That's a real rush. But you have to stay. You have to trust your analysis, stay calm, and just because they have drawdown, don't bug out. Right? I know people on this call have seen me 1,000 pips in drawdown. 1,000 pips. But that's I look at it in reference of dollar amount. I don't really care about the pips. 1,000 pips at 0.01 is only $100. It's all about perspective. Okay? It's all about perspective. So, with that being said, last call for questions.
I have a quick question.
Yes, sir.
So just to recap, like real quick on everything, you said like S&P, NOS, and move the same as US30, correct?
Yes.
But S&P and NOS do the move first. They form the candles first, and then US30 follows.
Yeah, most of the time, yes. Yeah, you'll see it happening on those pairs first.
Okay. Would you say S&P is more accurate than NOS, or NOS is more accurate than S&P
Well, look at them right now.
for
They're doing
US30?
the same exact thing at the same time.
Okay. Okay.
You see,
I
look,
got it.
even the candles look exactly the same. You know?
Yeah.
The same. So it's just the amount of pips that it happens. Like it might look the same size. Like that right there is 109 pips on NOS 100. On SDS 500, it's only 35 pips. So they might
Right.
look the same size, but they're not calculated the same. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then if we were to look at US30 right now on the same time frame, US30 it's not even making the same move yet. Right? It's not even making the same move yet. So what can we expect in this case? They'll probably buy up and then sell down. And then the move will happen. See what I'm saying? So this is the early
That's
indication.
that's gold. That's not US30.
Oh, my bad. Thank you.
Yeah.
Minimize. All right, yeah, that looks better. Thank you. US30 is moving the same now. That we're on the same
Right.
chart. The list is exactly the same, right? And that candle on US30 is 354 pips. Same move, almost the same size, is just calculated different.
That's just awesome.
See? Put your EMA 50 on there. And you can actually imagine taking one trade a day. Well, not even one trade. I would say imagine entering the market once on all three pairs. One trade, 15 minutes, a total of 1,000 pips.
That's bank.
Yes. Now you guys see why I'm always so excited. I'm always talking about US30. And you guys are about to start catching the same moves. Because I'm going to show you exactly what to do as much as I can. Okay?
Would you say that strategy is accurate on the 1 hour time frame?
Say that one more time.
Would you say that same strategy is accurate on the 1 hour time frame?
Well, yeah. All time frame. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter the time frame.
Cool.
Just
Thank
know
you.
the higher the time frame, the more pips you could expect, right? Which we'll get into more in the later session. But the higher the time frame, the more pips you could expect. Then you also understand that you better be able to handle more drawdown if you have a wick. Especially if you're hopping on right at 9:30.
So, I'm sorry.
No.
One question. The times you don't recommend. You only recommend time trading like in the morning for US30. Nothing after 5 o'clock.
I'll say this. If you want to be in and out quick, 9:30 to 11:30. Okay? If you want something to take the time on, a little bit like that, it'll move a little bit slower. There'll still be a lot of pips though. Like around this time. You know? I used to around this time, I'll hop on, I'll look at the market, I see which way it's trending, I'll look at market structure and all that, I'll set a trade and I'll let it go. But I make sure I'm out of that trade before 9 o'clock the next morning. So I'll let it run all night. As long as I'm out before 9 o'clock the next morning.
Yeah. Great information. Thank you so much.
All right, cool, no problem. All right, guys.
Thank you, Deontay, for taking the time out for showing us this. I really appreciate this. Thank you so much.
Thank you for showing up. So, hey, look, that's my time, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the session. It is being recorded. Okay, cool. Like I said before, if we're gonna make my sessions, if you want to really learn this, try to make every one because we're gonna build up from one session to the next. And a lot of at the time, we might mark up the chart. Let's say if I mark it up next Wednesday, we might have that same markup for 2 weeks, right? So the miss when we mark it up and why we mark it the way we did the first week and you come in the second week, you might be a little thrown off. Okay? So every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, I'll be here for about an hour and a half max, and we're gonna cover only these 5 trades. I'm sorry, only these 5 charts, okay?
Will this be recorded? I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am. So if you do miss it, you'll be able to catch up. I'd like to have you guys here live with me. You know what I'm saying? I can feel the energy.
Yeah, I just want to go over it again. You know, once you put it in there,
Yeah.
I just go through it again.
Yeah, we'll be there for you guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, cool. So, hey, it's your boy Deontay, break the second section. Thank you for making it, giving me tonight, and I'll see you on the next session. You guys have a great week.